This is the part of this course, which is why I made it. This is my sequencing or practice that I go through with my lessons that really gets us that good result in getting rid of the over the top quite fast. So this is the ultimate practice routine that we talk about even in the title of this course. So again, thank you very much for purchasing this, and if you've gone through this far, you've already got a pretty good idea of what this really is and what we're going to do. So ultimately what we do by this, our root causes that we've done. That's our first little bit of practice here. And then once we do that, we move straight after that, we go into kind of an avoidance drill. Think of it like if you're someone who goes to the gym, a superset. So like you're doing one exercise, and as soon as that exercise is done, you go straight to another one. That's exactly what this concept really is. So if we go from one by one, from 1 to 4 in our root causes, so if we remember all the way back from the start, number 1 root cause is lead arm depth. So this one's quite cool actually, because this one, it's a bit of an outlier because of the way that I do this with a lot of students that we're going to practice is an avoidance drill at the very same time. This targets the root cause and it gets you an avoidance drill at the same time, because we can see with that alignment stick that's coming out of my golf bag, that's going to stop me from having too high of a lead arm, too high of my hands with not enough depth in there. So purely me just doing this is going to get me in those 2 spots that I want. This is a different one than the rest, but this is our first one. So how I normally do this, I'll divide this into 10, I'll do 10 balls and do 7 with this, 3 without start off with. So I'll hit 7 balls. Imagine this one I'm hitting here is going to be my 7. So this is my 7th or my 6th golf ball. So I'm going to swing, just missing this. I want to get in all the reps I can here for my lead arm. So there we go, nice drawy one down there. Let's say that was my 7th, so I've got a couple more now. If I put that back in the bag, let's say my 3 more balls, and I'm going to be doing that same feel here with the lead arm depth type of feel here. So I'm still trying to feel like I'm swinging underneath that. That's going to be my feel when I'm out on the golf course, really making sure I'm getting that good rotation in there. Same thing again. Exactly the same type of shot, and you can see straight away it's giving me quite a nice ball flight down there. So that's our lead arm depth portion to this. Now that one is very simplified compared to the rest. The other ones we do one thing and then we do the other. This, because it's an avoidance drill already, is how we need to do it. So this one, if it's your problem, you're in luck. You just got one thing to practice. That's awesome. So if I get this bag out the way, and what we're going to do, let's move my golf bag. So if it's a stand bag, that's great. That would be ideal. Now, let's say we're out of sequence, upper body's rotating too hard. I'm going to do my choice of avoidance drill, which is just the classic alignment stick out the basket at that 45-degree angle, making sure that ball is, let's say, about a grip's distance, or almost half a club and a grip's distance in front. That's our placement for this. But how we're going to do it if I don't move the ball too much, there we go, we need to do our wall drill first. So the wall drill, imagine my walls here. I'm going to go and I'm going to slide this down a lot on that wall drill. That's my root cause practice first. Now, root cause practice, I always want, unless it's the lead arm depth, I want your root cause practice bit to be without a golf ball. I want it to be without a golf ball. So with this bit, I'm by my wall, I'm sliding it down, I'm doing a good amount of reps there. I would want 10 good controlled reps doing there. 10 good controlled reps, really making sure, and that's minimum of 10. Even if you wanted to do, let's say, even 30, that would be really good. I'd really do a lot of them, making sure it's in there, getting that sequencing, sliding that club down the wall, and then I'd come straight over here again, hit 7 balls. 7 balls with this under this. So I'm still trying to feel now. I'm doing my avoidance drill. I'm sliding that club down the wall and I'm just hitting this ball now, missing this with the exact same feel I had sliding the club down the wall. So again, the same type of thing. And let's say now I've got my last 3, chuck it out of the way. Let's hit our last 3, just feeling that exact same feel there. Sliding the club down the wall, it could even be having my zipper pointing at the camera here. So same thing, let's say these are 3 balls, even though it's 1, of me getting in my nice sequence there. So that's our practice for our outer sequence. Might seem quite simple, guys, and how this is just essentially doing a dry drill, really feeling the extreme perfect move, and then coming into this. But you'll be surprised of why I've had to make this course, because no one does it that way. No one does it, even though it's a simple kind of concept to do. That This is how we get rid of that problem. We need a way to do it perfectly, which is a drill without a golf ball, wall drill, and then coming into doing 7 balls. To start off with 7 balls with our avoidance drill, feeling the same feel, and then a couple without. And as soon as we're done with that, back we go to the wall. So we do sets almost. We just go back and forth for as long as you're there practicing, even with driver. All of these, even with driver. Driver is the exact same as the rest. Only thing that obviously changes is our ball position, our setup, what have you. But for the over the top kind of practice routine, we go from wall, our dry drill. So let's say if it's an out of sequence over the top with the upper body, then to the avoidance drill for 7 balls, 3 without, back and forth, back and forth. So that's our out of sequence upper body portion of it. Now our next little bit, again, what was our third one? Our third one was shoulder movement, our trail elbow movement. So if, again, I don't need to move anywhere to a wall this time, I can stay put where I am. I need to do the nunchuck drill, don't I? So I need to do the nunchuck drill. So I'm getting my golf club, grabbing the head of it, placing it down the right hand side of my forearm here, and I'm going to rotate up to the top of my backswing. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it through. Now again, a lot of them, but I would actually just recommend probably about 10 of these, to be honest, because it does give you quite a big stretch in there. I wouldn't want you to overstretch, blame me for giving you an injury in there. So we need to get a good 10 in there. Let's do a couple more, really feeling that elbow, getting that in front. We could do a couple fields without that ball, getting that feel in there, and then moving again, 7 balls with the avoidance drill. So it's whatever avoidance drill you choose, what will give you the best result, only you will know that. But then now we need to do 7 balls underneath this, feeling the same feel, getting that elbow in front. Felt like I did a good one there. And again, we've done, well, it'll be technically 6 balls, wouldn't it? And then we do our last 3 without it. So we make sure our last 3 balls are just without it. So again, same feeling there, really getting that elbow in front. Another shot here. Oh, there goes my little fluffy part of my mic. It's all right, it's not windy. I don't need this, I put it in my pocket. So that's how we do our trail elbow one. So we make sure we do the nunchuck, good 10, get in there. And then again, we do our nice amount of reps, 10 balls, 7 with, 3 without. So that's our way of doing it. So again, back and forth, back and forth. As soon as you're done with the alignment stick drill and done your 3 without, we go straight back to that. Again there, it's all about the repetition and the practice, but this is practice on steroids is what I call this. So that's our third one. So our very last one, guys, and it's all about the shoulder tilt. The very last one is the shoulder tilt. So we know if I lose my tilt and I regain it, I'm just going to go over the top. What was our dry drill for that? Club across the shoulders. So if I grab my other ball, I put it about club head's distance outside my ball, and then get that over my shoulders, and I turn in my backswing to get this butt into the club on top of that golf ball on the outside of my ball, the one I've just put into place. Again, we could do 10 reps, we can do as many as we want. 10 will be the ideal. So I'm just going to do a couple more. And again, I'd always recommend a good little practice swing as well there, really feeling that. Then I'll just push that away just so I don't hit it. And again, my 7 balls underneath this, really having that same feel. Getting it in there as a compressed little draw. That was good. And then exactly the same thing. We take it away, just move it down. So we're hitting a normal shot in there as well. Really feeling left, staying lower. And there we go, that's how we're going to do that. So going back and forth, and then once we're doing that, back again with the club across the shoulders, getting that really turning, getting this pointing at the ball in front of the golf ball we're actually going to hit, getting those 10 reps in, then going and doing this back and forth until our practice session is over. I don't want you to do any more balls at the start than the 3 on their own normally without anything helping you, because it's really a problem out there that is massively caused by just constant repetition of doing the same thing over and over again. To really retrain a pattern, we cannot be doing any of our old swing during a practice. We need it all under control, and we need to be doing our drills for the vast majority of it. Guys, so that was the last little bit. I'm going to do the very last type of section is going to be a little overview. So we're going to talk about it, and that's going to be it. So let's get into the little overview where we bring it all together and then just talk about it before we end off